Hi, I'm Ivanova Smith, and I work for the Department of Social and Health Services, Developmental Disability Community Services Division. This video is about the right to participate in service planning. It's one of the several rights included in the Clients' Rights Law that was passed in 2020. Service planning happens once a year when you meet with your case manager to talk about the support you need. It's all part of developing your plan of care, which lets service providers know what's important to you. Some way to think about it is like a castle, and you're in the Great Hall. You want to be on the throne of that Great Hall, and your service plan is to make sure that you are on the throne and that your subjects are listening to you and following your needs. I've asked some people how to make sure a planning meeting is truly person-centered. Here's what they had to say. How do we make sure that a person is truly at the center of their plan?
I'm really glad you asked that. I think that a lot of people talk about wanting to be person-centered, and I think all of us do. But there's some really specific things that that people can do when they're having a plan that's written for them to make sure that they're at the center. So if people are having a plan and it's about you and they're starting to talk to other people in the room, it is really okay for you to say, can you address those questions to me? It's really okay for you to say, I don't understand what people are saying. Can you help me explain? Can we slow down? It's okay to say, I need more time to think about this before I answer. One of the things that I think is really important is to say to people just things as simple as, can you look at me? Because when people are looking at you, they end up talking to you. And so those are really easy things that anyone could do in a plan. Ask people to slow down. Ask people to look directly at you. Ask people to talk directly to you. Make that room really recognize that that plan is about you and that you are at the center of that conversation.
I listened carefully to what everyone said, but I also made sure to speak up about what I wanted and what I didn't want to do. I was determined to make choices that fit me, not just go along with what others thought was best.
There's a lot that you can choose from to actually learn to make your own decisions and be supported by the people that care about you and your providers as well. They can always support you no matter what.
So when a person is looking at the plan and they gotta make a decision on it, how do we make sure that they get to have informed decision making?
Informed decision making means you have the right to make the decision and you have the right to have all the information you need to make that decision. And if people need to slow down to give you that information, that's what they need to do. If people need to explore more and give you that information, that's what they need to do. With informed decision making, you get to take the time and get the support that you need to learn what you need to learn so that you can make those decisions.
Having a disability does not mean I cannot make good decisions or understand what is best for me. I might need help thinking things through or understanding my options, but that does not mean my choices should be taken away. When people take away that right out of fear, it can feel like they do not trust or respect me.
The reason why I advocate is because of my parents. Because when I couldn't speak until I was 5 years old, they were my advocates. And I want to continue their legacy.
So if a person's in this person's in a plan, but they have a guardian, and there's something them and their guardian heavily disagree on, how does we help a person be able to still be in the center of their plan in that situation?
So you can ask your case manager to help both you and your guardian explore what's important to you. You start out the assessment with the My page, with saying, this is what really matters to me. And so you can ask your case manager to help you and your guardian both look at, how do we move towards the things that are on my page that are really important to me, that define who I am and where I want to go? How can we get to the point where we can make sure we're moving in that direction, and that your guardian also feels like they're heard, and you guys get to a place where you both can move forward in a way that reflects the life you want to live.
The My Page profile that Michelle talks about is something a case manager sends to people before the planning meeting. You don't have to fill one out if you don't want to, but it's a great way to help focus the planning on you and what you want. To learn more about clients' rights from people with lived experience, visit peoplefirstofwashington.org. Thanks for watching, and see you next time when we talk some more about client rights for people with developmental disabilities.